Hey, what topic are we covering today? Magnesium and the hormonal system in general. A few bullet points here from some research that I've done online just to confirm some of these points. We talked already about depression and some of the hormones there, from tryptophan to serotonin, and how magnesium helps tryptophan convert into serotonin. So that's very well known, very studied. But also in more systemic and different areas of the body, um, different organs. For example, the thyroid. The thyroid has an ability to convert T4 into T3, which is the more active form of the hormone, and that comes through magnesium. It's part of that conversion process. Estrogen as well. Estrogen is eliminated in the liver, like it's deconjugated or phase 2 detoxification, to where the estrogen hormone is rendered water soluble and moved out. So there's no estrogen dominance, and things can, not only with the false estrogens, which are like the estrogen mimickers, but also with estrogen itself, the notion of being able to remove and keep the balance right in the body, if there's an influx of environmental toxins or whatever, so to be able to balance that out. So magnesium is critical not only to the production of glutathione in the liver, which helps with this process of detoxification, but also helps with the phase 2 detoxification of estrogen specifically. And estrogen dominance causes weight gain, fluid retention. You can develop into breast cancer or other cancers, ovaries, for example, ovarian. So that's one thing we want to avoid for sure, and that's a big one, especially for women with that, but also for men now too. So in different ways, it affects men as well. So as far as cortisol, adrenaline, it reduces cortisol and adrenaline. As a calming hormone, magnesium helps to reduce overreactivity in the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, the HPA axis. In general, it's kind of the big calming mineral. Even in Chinese, I think that the character for magnesium means beautiful mineral. And so this beautiful mineral, this calming mineral, comes in and tries to help from the overactivity of the brain and other nervous system, synapses in the body, etc. And even for the immune system, which we'll cover later, but for the macrophage and neutrophils and immunoglobulins and everything that it helps to even out, so that even those systems are not in hyper creation mode. Like there's tons of non-specific immune response teams ready all the time, and that's just a huge waste of energy for the body. It's a state of panic for the body, and it keeps us from a normal functioning. So, so deficiencies play into that deeply, because once they're there, then you can't troubleshoot anything else once you have the deficiencies going, and magnesium is the number one. So start there. There is also insulin sensitivity. Of course, we know well, this has been well documented, that magnesium helps diabetics. It helps convert the glucose into a usable form of sugar, like the metabolites into a usable form, and limits the contamination of the blood, like the sugary blood, or whatever you call it, sans sucre in French, but this kind of thickness of the blood. It helps to reduce that, not only at the platelet level with the hemoglobin, and how it allows for things to stick less tightly to the hemoglobin, like oxygen, for example. So that allows oxygen to come to uptake and then to be released in the right way. So that's it's a better delivery vehicle, and that has to also do with its physical structure and flexibility. That little semi-donut looking thing there without the hole of the platelet, but how that flexibility of that structure is going to allow for it to come on and off quickly, and not to waste all that energy in trying to offload the oxygen where it needs to be offloaded. So magnesium is always playing the same sort of flexible, softening, limiter, parasympathetic kind of role. Recovery, relaxation, dilation, etc. and then and then structural too. It's built into all the structures of the body. The greatest structure, the greatest content quantity of magnesium in the body is found in the heart, but in general, heart muscle or whatever. But in general, it's everywhere. It's built into the structure. So, and then sex hormones, of course, like not only from progesterone, testosterone. Cholesterol is the master molecule of the sex hormones, but magnesium is involved in all the catalytic processes to create these hormones. So men, women, etc. There you go. Manufacture for DHEA, for the manufacturing of DHEA and human growth hormone, GH. Anabolic hormones, they're produced at night when we sleep. Magnesium aids in their production by promoting better sleep quality and faster sleep onset. And then the sleep does its own job of allowing you to recover in many ways. So, I mean, if you want to bring someone closer to cancer and disease and everything, start messing with their sleep. And that's why 5G and some of these things are so dangerous, and even 4G, and just not protecting yourself, like a sleep sanctuary. And trying to, it looks like a mosquito net around your bed, but it's costs about $1,000. But these things are very interesting. They have woven silver into them, and it creates like a mesh, and that mesh reflects back a lot of the electromagnetic frequencies. So there is truth to that. You can buy meters and you can test it all yourself. But anyway, and then the production of serotonin, which we mentioned before. Tryptophan, yes. It's also a mood stabilizer whenever serotonin is, when it's converted out of tryptophan through magnesium's help. Magnesium also helps regulate calcium ion flow and calcium channels in the brain and the cells, all cells. So when it's deficient, neuronal issues may reduce brain function and trigger depression. And also reduce brain function also by way of overactivity once again. Too much, calcium getting into the cells, killing cells, rigidifying cells, and that not being limited, I guess you could say. The improvements for anxiety and magnesium have been well documented. So, anyway, that's be some helpful information for the topic of hormones, endocrine system. And so, always get the right stuff. Don't go cheap and find these products. 95% of the market, the brands in America use solvent extracted, diluted, chemically purified, that's what they call it, but solvent purification, chemical treatment, in order to bring you this final product. They separate the potassium and the heavy metals and things, and they have the magnesium chloride, and this is called magnesium oil, whatever. And then they can slap the word Zechstein, they can slap anything on there, and ancient, Zechstein, Permian, whatever they want, and everybody thinks that they're doing the right thing, but only if you find the logo, the Zechstein Inside logo, which certifies that it's coming from a city called Vendam in Holland, and not just the lab is there, the source is there. So to be careful with this whole, we got labs in Holland, we sent our lab samples there, look at us, so do it right, go to the right stuff, the original and only source for it. It's more expensive than the rest of the guys, but it's also in glass bottles and has no endocrine disruptors in it. So if you're trying to heal the hormonal system, this is a must. It's like twice the price of the other guy, but at the same time, it's only $3 a week. So when it comes to the biggest deficiency in the world, maybe the prices are too low in that market because there's so much solvent extracted stuff from Asia coming in that's being remarketed. So trying to find the right price point, which is $3 a week, which we have at our site, theheartoftradition.com. Come check it out. It's the best of the magnesium you're going to find. There's no dilution that's not written about, and we have maximum strength. There's only one ingredient in the bottle, including the oligo elements that are natural in the sea brine. And so it's just a natural product. It dries on the skin in like 10 minutes, and it absorbs directly into the bloodstream within 20. So come check us out at theheartoftradition.com.